on that field today? Ask yourself this question.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! And don't do that! And don't do that!
When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like.
Football is getting hit. That's it.
It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We ready? And don't do that. And don't do that.
We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how like we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up your chin strap.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from them.
He's a man. They can be hit just like us. He's a man.
You already make the big money.
He's a man.
Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's war out there.
When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like.
Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! We ready? And don't do that! And don't do that! It's a wrap. Game over.
Nah, this game ain't over. It is just getting started. And I'm up in this piece live following the holiday. I hope everybody had a blessed holiday. I hope you had a Merry Christmas if that's what you celebrate. I hope you had a blessed Hanukkah if that's what you celebrate. And I know it's the second day of Kwanzaa, so happy Kwanzaa to you and yours. If you don't celebrate anything, just be glad you're here and alive for Talk Your Team Tuesday here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV. Yeah, I'm drinking my cup out of my first piece of merch. My first merch, Erica Kenyatta, thank you for my first merch. I got some merch, y'all. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's what it's going to be about for me in this coming 2023. I'm going to be focusing on my businesses. I'll be focusing on making some memories with my family and closest friends. I got some changes coming up ministry-wise, so I'm really looking forward to what 2023 has to offer. But I ain't done with 2022 yet, and 2022 ain't done with you. So, Keith Hennick, what's going on? AJ and the Breakers, happy holidays to all. Same to you, same to you, same to you. Erica Kenyatta, threw it up. Throw it up, Erica. Throw it up, Erica. That's how we getting through this show today. It's going to be strong. It's going to be all right. It's going to be good. All right, man, let me tell you, it is coming down to the final 2 weeks of the Lunch Break Weekly, keeping up with the Joneses Pick'em Challenge. And, man, some people had a great week. The number 11 was probably the most frequent score for this week. But let me go ahead and get to the results, especially since we got the winner tuned in to us right now. The results are as follows. Let's see. Let me weekly winners. Bear with me. I was looking at a whole bunch of stuff and I covered up my weekly winners. So here we go. Let me go that far. Let me click this right here. And here are the results for week 16. Let me shout out some honorable mentions. Barry T, Rio, his twin brother. They all had 10s. Alice had 10. Lydia had 10. It was good talking to her earlier this week. Ty had 10. C-Dub came in with 10. Keith Hennick got him 10. Football G got 10. A lot of other people had 10. I didn't call everybody, but again, big shout out to those who had 10 or better. Then a lot of 11s. Miss Pearl, Al High, Amber, T-Bone, Alexis, Keisha Kelly, Chi-Town, Delano came in with 11. Danny What's up, D-Dub? Danny had 11. Milo had 11. Jasmine, 11. But, man, those 12 win, folks. Big shout out to Duval. Duval, if you quit picking with your heart, bruh, you could have had 15 if you quit picking with your heart. I'm talking to you, Duval. He had 12. Andrea had 12. Todd came in with 12. Big Time Floyd got 12 of them. Vinny Hardy, 12. And Mike G, Mike Jataki came in with 12. But 12 did not get it done. I've been telling y'all all this time. Y'all don't listen to me. Y'all listen to me. Y'all do not listen to me. That doggone CJ can pick them, man. CJ can pick them. She had 13 right. That means she only got 3 wrong. She got 13 right. And a first-time player, DA. Big shout out to DA. Thanks for checking in with me, getting all the details on how you can participate. He got 13 wins. So, you know what we got to do when we got people with a tie? We go to the tiebreaker. But I'm hearing that we don't have to go to the tiebreaker because the winner with 14 wins only got 2 wrong was Erica with a K. Erica with a K finished with 14 right, only 2 wrong, and she got this week's Lunch Break Weekly, keeping up with the Joneses Pick'em Challenge. So congratulations, Erica with a K. That's her second time winning it. I think she won week 1, and now she has added week 16 to her winnings. She was the only one. She was the only one that got 14 wins, but I got to shout out to somebody, man. Bruh, Kev, the producer, my intern, who is off. He's away for the spring break from school. Kev got 15 right, but he can't participate. Kev only got 1 wrong. Kev, the only game he got wrong was the Chicago Bears game. Kev, you the man. That's why I rock with you with your little young self. Kev, the producer, got 15 out of 16, but Erica got the win. Congratulations, Erica. Congratulations. All right, let me give you the standings. Let me give you the current standings in the Lunch Break Weekly, keeping up with the Joneses Pick'em Challenge. Here we go. Current standings. These are the ones who, if it ended today, they would compete for $500 cash. Still holding on to number 1, Miss Pearl. Right there at number 2, Chi-Town. At number 3, and she's tied with Chi-Town, but he's got her by virtue of the tiebreaker, is Erica with a K. She is at number 3. At number 4, she is the quietest person around. If she was sitting in the room, you wouldn't know she was there unless you looked dead at her. And that's Alexis. Alexis has found her way back to the top 6. At number 5, done snuck in there all the way from Atlanta, Keisha Kelly. And at number 6, from the casual highlight, it's Al High. He is at number 6. But, man, just 1 off of the top 6, Amber and Delano. They are only 1 off. Emmanuel had a tough week. He was in the top 6 and dropped out because he only got 8 right this week. He is 2 out of the top 6. Football G is 3 out of the top 6. T-Bone is 4 out of the top 6. Big Time Floyd is 4 out of the top 6 at number 12. At number 13, you got Keith Hennick. He's 5 out. Andrea is at 14. She is 8 out. And Todd is at 15. He is 8 out. Everybody else, man, you're going to have to do something supernatural in order to get into that top 6. But let me give you the standings again with no commentary. Number 1, Miss Pearl. Number 2, Chi-Town. Number 3, Erica with a K. Number 4, Alexis. Number 5, Keisha Kelly. Number 6, Al High. Those are the top 6 right now. Number 7, Amber. Number 8, Delano. Number 9, Emmanuel. Number 10, Football G. Number 11, T-Bone. Number 12, Big Time Floyd. Number 13, Keith Hennick. Number 14, Andrea. And number 15, Todd. Those are the ones that realistically still have a shot to get in the top 6. Honorable mention to Vinny Hardy, Big Mike, Duval. If you would quit picking your heart, bruh, and go with your mind, you would have been in that top 6. Clarence is at 19, and at number 20 is Milo. CJ, who had 2 weeks of zeros, is at number 21. Number 22 is Alice. Number 23 is Britt. Number 24 is C-Dub. Number 25, my guy from New Orleans, Danny, what's going on? And then Erica with a C is at number 26. So again, I'll just stop there. I could go on. We've had over 100 participants for most of the season, but those are the folks that are in there. Big Time Floyd, you got to bring it, bruh. Big Time Floyd, you got to bring it, man. I'm telling you, fam, I love you, but you got to bring it, man. Let me see where Big Time Floyd is. Big Time Floyd, right now, you're at number 12, but you are only 4 off. You gotta get 4 better than Al High, 4 better than Keisha Kelly. You got to get 4 better than them over the next 2 weeks for you to have a legit shot to get in there. So anyway, let me take my first break. I'll come back. It's Talk Your Team Tuesday here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV. Be right back.
Alicia.
You can't hold somebody to that standard if you haven't voiced what you want and what you're needing from that.
Mika.
If you're not communicating expectations, you're waiting for your feelings to be hurt.
Nicole.
Yeah. A lot of people don't want to take the time out to be alone and to get themselves together.
Ivan.
You got to be willing to work through stuff. And from the jump street, y'all done had problems. Maybe you don't need to be working through those.
BS3 Network proudly presents Queen 3 and King podcast. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central.
Steph Curry, Tim Anderson, Jordan Alvarez, and it's caught. Debo Samuel with the catch.
Michael Jordan can sense
The Fro just got the king.
BS3 Network.
The hottest of hot takes. The coldest of cold hard facts. This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. Weekdays at 8 a.m. Eastern. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
All right, y'all. 2 great shows right here on the BS3 Network. And I got to tell you, you got to tune in to BS3 TV. All you got to do, if you got a Roku streaming device, just download BS3 TV. Download BS3 TV. And, man, just click on the live streams. Click on the replays of the other shows. You're going to love every bit of it. Speaking of Snowman, one of the members of the BS3 Network, he says, how about them Niners? Man, I'll tell you what, Brock Purdy. In fact, let me do this, Snowman, since you're right here. Let me give you my power rankings. For the NFL quarterbacks for this week, for week 16, power rankings for the NFL quarterbacks. Still number 1, even though he got sent back to the concussion protocol, is Tua Tagovailoa. Tua Tagovailoa, passer rating of 105.5 so far. And brother, man, number 1, been number 1. Got jammed up, just totally disrespected on the Pro Bowl voting. Voting. But young man, don't fret that, because you about to get something that not everybody who was voted a Pro Bowl is going to have a chance to play, a chance to be a part of, and that's in the playoffs. So Tua, you hang in there, man. Great season for him. Number 2, shook some things up, jumped all the way up to number 2, Patrick Mahomes. 105.1, 67% completion rate. Patrick Mahomes is probably the front runner for the MVP voting. At number 3, man, look, y'all dogged this dude. I dogged him. But all he's doing since he's gotten a chance to get back in that starting lineup is win. Sam Darnold and the Lions coming off of a big win. He's number 3 in this week's quarterback power rankings at number 3. Number 4 is the man that Snowman probably going to get him a Brock Purdy t-shirt. It is none other than Brock Purdy, the new starting quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. Passer rating of 103.2, 67% completion rate. And I tell you what, can't be mad at it. Can't be mad at all. That's your top 4. Number 5, Geno Smith. He's been in the top 5 all year long. He's normally been at that number 2, number 3 spot, but he dropped down to number 5, 102.9, but he has the highest completion percentage of any quarterback in the NFL, bar none, at 71%. At number 6, man, that dude he's heating up. He's got his Bengals rolling. They got a nice win over New England over the weekend. Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow at number 6. At number 7, got the Lions rolling. They came up short this weekend, but Jared Goff is playing some good football. I got to give him love at number 7. At number 8, boy, he started off as bad as you could possibly start off, with a pick 6 against the Eagles, but he brought his team all the way back. I know they hate him in Dallas, but I love him on the charts. At number 8, Dak Prescott. All right, at number 9 in this week's lunch break quarterback power rankings, you got Josh Allen. Man, I tell you what, Buffalo's going to be hard to beat when a quarterback's playing well like that. 96.1. What I'm noticing, though, is his completion percentage is dropping. I'm noticing that his completion percentage, his accuracy is dropping. So that could bode not well for him during the playoffs, but we'll see. This quarterback has got his team in playoff contention, and very few people saw this coming. At number 10, Trevor Lawrence, 96 passer rating, 66% completion rate. There we go. Again, I keep saying I don't like him. He's not my favorite. I wouldn't start him if I was a head coach, but I understand why they do, because he has been consistently on this list. At number 11, Andy Dalton, 95.7 passer rating, completing 66% of his passes. At number 12, you got the man that you like, that Kirk Cousins. Man, all he has done is had his team be the best team in the NFC North. And everybody thought that was going to be Green Bay. And they're not doing it by a little bit. They're running away with it. So Kirk Cousins is getting it done at 93.3, 66% completion. All right, at number 13, that quarterback, I ain't got nothing else to say. Number 14, Justin Herbert. Got a big win last night over the Colts, 20-3. Got his team clinched into the playoffs. He's throwing it completion rating of 91.2. And then at number 15, man, he's going to have to do something significant to get his team into the playoffs, but he's still getting it done under center. That's Daniel Jones at 90.7. So those are your power rankings for the lunch break. Let me go through them all with no commentary. At number 1, Tua. Number 2, Patrick Mahomes. Number 3, Sam Darnold. Number 4, Brock Purdy. Number 5, Geno Smith. Number 6, Joe Burrow. Number 7, Jared Goff. Number 8, Dak Prescott. Number 9 is Josh Allen. Number 10, Trevor Lawrence. Number 11, Andy D. Number 12, Kirk Cousins. Number 13, Number 14, Justin Herbert. And number 15, Daniel Jones. So there we go. Those are your quarterback power rankings from the lunch break for week number 16. Hey, Desiree Battles. Hey, Desiree. Man, I love this lady right here. Desiree, you good with me, sis. You good with me. I got to try to see you, man. We got to pick up where we left off and chop it up, because, man. And look, if y'all into that church thing and you need a good person to come in and speak to your congregation, or to your women, or to your men, or to your young people, she's the one. Desiree Battles is the one. And she also ruined Reasons for me, the song, historic song by Earth, Wind, and Fire. She ruined that for me. And I just, I'm going to still love her anyway. Keisha Kelly, Erica Kenyatta, you're absolutely right. Let's pray for the city of Buffalo. I think the latest number were 27 people have lost their lives as a result of that just crazy storm that went through, most of the United States, but it hit the upper New York area particularly hard. So again, our sincere thoughts and condolences go out to the people of Buffalo and everybody who was affected by that storm. Desiree, nothing but love for you. And I mean that. You are my sister, you're my friend. We are, we forever, because you good people, man. You've been tearing up our church since I met you. So I want to send you to tear up some other people's church. All right, Keith Hennig said the Jags and the Niners would be a great Super Bowl. Not going to happen, but it would be cool. Jags and Niners. Trevor Lawrence and Brock Purdy. It'd be interesting. You know me, I go for the underdogs. So I wouldn't be mad about it. I would not be mad about it. All right, let me take another break. I'll be right back with more right after this on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV.
That's why we here on this platform.
Marriage, a loving splendor, a daily grind. Such is the case when Damien and Jamie get together and chop it up, for marriage is real.
Let's just lay it all out here. Let's just be real with it.
Join this wonderful couple who keeps it real and always in love. BS3 Network proudly presents Marriage is Real, where love is the only thing that matters. Live every Tuesday at 8:30 Central. Oh, and Jamie has something to say.
Deuces and trays.
There's a 100% chance of a laugh thunderstorm. 4 men with different viewpoints take a movie, show, or documentary and review it uncensored, unfiltered, uncompromised, with no holds barred. Join BS3, Wilkes, King Doc, and H-Rap B as they take on Hollywood their own way. BS3 Network proudly presents The Forecast, where H-Rap B always predicts,
if I owe you something, I ain't got it. And if you need it, get it from God.
live every Monday at 8:30 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
All right, y'all. We're back here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV. That's a couple of shows that you can check out on BS3 TV. Marriage is Real and The Forecast. Man, The Forecast is one of the best shows when it comes to movie ratings and stuff like that. It ain't Siskel and Ebert. It is for the culture. So yeah, definitely check that out. All right, so let me talk about some of these games. I said in the intro that it's either crunch time for your team or it's time for change. It's either crunch time, meaning they're either in the playoffs and trying to, jockey for positions and seedings, or it's time for a change. The Denver Broncos have already made some changes. They have fired their first-year head coach, Paul Hackett, after 15 games. They had to let him go. They just didn't like what they saw. And understandably so, when you get beat down by the final score of 51-14, the Rams, who have been playing horribly, ran wild on the Broncos 51-14. They made that quarterback, Baker Mayfield, look like he was a Hall of Fame candidate. And the new ownership of Denver, they had to get Hackett on up out of there. They had to get Hackett on up out of there. So, that was the deal. That was the deal with Denver. They had to get Hackett on up out of there, and now they're ready to move forward. Nathaniel Hackett, I'm sorry, Paul is his dad, but Nathaniel Hackett was the head coach of Denver. They had to get him on up out of there. So now the question will be, where do they go from here? Obviously, the usual suspects on the on the wish list. Sean Payton, of course, you got to mention Eric Bieniemy anytime there is a name that's got to be associated with a coaching vacancy. I think they need to go all in for Sean Payton myself. I think they need to go all in for Sean Payton. I think Sean Payton could definitely get Russell Wilson back on track. And for all those who think that Russell Wilson is washed and no good anymore, I'm not with you. I'm not with you at all. I don't care if you played the game every day of your life. I don't care if you are the best football guru in the world. I'll just be wrong. I'm not with you. I'm not with you. I don't think Hackett had a clue, even though he did what he did for Green Bay so long as the offensive coordinator. I don't think Hackett had a clue on how to handle Russell Wilson and the team as a whole. That's no shade to him as a person or anything like that. But, clearly that job was a little too much for him, from clock management to decision making to play calling, you name it. It just didn't come together. And Denver felt like they were closer than this. And clearly they are not. So now this new ownership may be able to, trying to blow it all up. But one thing they can't do is walk away from all that money that they guaranteed Russell Wilson. That's just not going to happen. They're going to bring somebody in to see if they can get something else out of, that quarterback. So it's that simple. It's that simple. And for me, it would be Sean Payton. I feel like that's part of why they made the decision that they made at the time that they made it, so they could get in front of the line for Sean Payton. And obviously they got to go through the Rooney Rule, and they've got to, interview a minority candidate and all that, which I hate that it's come down to that. But I think that's where they're going. I will also say this, though. Eric Bieniemy should have a job in the NFL as a head coach. And for everybody who's and he don't call plays. No, stop it. Nathaniel Hackett called plays, and look how that worked out for him. Y'all want Jeff Saturday to get all the credit in the world. He never called plays, but he's got an interim job and more than likely going to be the candidate to get the job in Indianapolis. So just stop it. I'm not with you. I'm not playing with you no more. It's about to be 2023. I'm not dealing with ignorant, disguised as, truly intellectual comments in 2023. I'm not. People try to sound so intellectual, like they really got a fact on why they feel like something is so, and it's really just ignorance. Again, Nathaniel Hackett did call plays. Look how that worked out for him. Jeff Saturday never called plays. Everybody's in love with him. Make it make sense. So we'll see how this all plays out. But right now, the first coaching availability is in Denver. I know a lot of folks want there to be a coaching availability in Houston, but I got to tell you, from what I've seen out of the Texans over these last 3 or 4 games, they need to stay the course. They need to get a franchise quarterback, or at least one that has the potential to be, because Davis Mills is tied for the league lead in interceptions. Davis Mills turned the ball over on an interception and didn't turn it over on a fumble. Thank God that Rex Burkhead was able to fall on the ball in the end zone, and they get a touchdown out of what would have been another crucial back-breaking mistake by Davis Mills. It's time to move on from him. Great backup, but not a franchise starting quarterback in the NFL. And I know everybody wants Pep Hamilton gone. Listen, I don't care if it was Bill Belichick. I don't care if it was Andy Reid. You got people who are brilliant, offensive-minded coaches, and you just can't get everything out of a limited quarterback. So, I don't know. Keith Hennig said Jim Irsay is really romancing Sean Payton. If I'm Sean Payton, I ain't going to that mess up there in Indianapolis. Jim Irsay is a great owner when he's quiet, but when he's riled up like he is right now, I wouldn't go anywhere near that. Hire Jeff Saturday, go through the motions of interviewing your minority candidates, and go ahead and hire the person you want. He wants to hire Jeff Saturday. Let him have Jeff Saturday. Let us look at 17 games of Jeff Saturday. Not just 5 or 6. He's got 1 win under his belt. So we definitely don't need any more of Jeff Saturday. We just don't need that. But if that's who he wants, let him have him. All right, let me take my final break. Bottom of the hour break. Man, I'm not rushing out of here like that. Bottom of the hour break right after this on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of these folks right here.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
right, y'all. Hey, just got an update. We're now up to, unfortunately, 30 deaths in that, and due to that weather storm up in Western New York. More than 30 deaths from the winter storm in Western New York. So please, y'all, keep that area in your prayers. Let me go back to the we're talking about NFL and this past weekend and quarterbacks. There's another quarterback that I think we can safely say is probably not going to be a franchise quarterback, and that's Zach Wilson for the New York Jets. He could not have played more poor than he did this past Thursday night. Probably could not have played worse. And he got benched for a practice team player who looked quite capable. I'm not saying that Zach is done after only his second year as a pro. What I'm saying is whatever it is he's supposed to figure out, he hadn't figured it out yet. So the Jets also have to look at their quarterback room and make some strong decisions on bringing somebody in who can handle it until or if ever Zach Wilson gets it. They got beat by Jacksonville 19-3 on Thursday Night Football. And you can see the difference between Trevor Lawrence, who's getting it, and Zach Wilson, who's not. The Jets got to be in the market for a quarterback this upcoming draft. They've got to be. I mean, their playoff hopes are crashing because they've had to go to Zach Wilson due to the injuries to Mike White. And I think White has been cleared to play this week. So they're going to have to pull some things out these next couple of games to get back in the playoff hunt. All right, Baltimore got a win over Atlanta with their third-string quarterback. Don't know when we're going to see Lamar Jackson again, but got to give some love to Huntley, who came in and pulled it out for the Tyler Huntley came in and pulled it out for Baltimore. Didn't do a whole lot, 9 for 17, 115 yards, a touchdown, didn't throw an interception, but he also ran 11 times for 26 yards, and that kind of helped keep the chains moving for Baltimore in a game that they had to have. They're trying to keep pace with Cincinnati. Cincinnati and New England scored a score, 22-18, that had never been registered before in the NFL. Out of all the games played in the NFL, never has there been a final score of 22-18. The Bengals came out on top. They are still up top of the AFC North over Baltimore due to head-to-head play. So, again, big win there. Man, the Saints got a big win and puts a dent in the slim playoff hopes for the Cleveland Browns. Saints beat them 17-10. 6-9 for New Orleans, 6-9 for Cleveland. I'm not as disappointed as maybe some of the Cleveland fans are about the way that Cleveland's season has gone. But when you look at the fact that they were without their starting quarterback for how many weeks? Yeah. Cleveland needs to get ready for that offseason, needs to get their quarterback ready for a full offseason regimen, training camp, preseason, and week one need to be ready to have him on the sidelines and ready to go. They've got some holes that they need to fill as well. But again, Cleveland lost to New Orleans 17-10. How about them Texans, man? I got to tell you, in spite of Davis Mills, that defense, 4 sacks, forced 3 turnovers, and held on in spite of the turnover by Davis Mills and pulled out only the second win of the season over a Tennessee Titan team that is still fighting for a playoff spot. They tried to go with Ryan Tannehill, injured an ankle, brought in Malik Willis, and the Texans would not let Willis get comfortable. Would not let him get comfortable and got to win. Now, here's the interesting thing. If the Texans beat Jacksonville this coming Sunday on their final home game and then go and beat the Colts on the road, the Texans will finish with a winning record in the division. They will finish with a winning record in the division. Can you believe that? So, again, man, there's good things happening. They know where they need help. They know they need help on the offensive line. Titus Howard went down, and again, the depth was questionable. They need help with pass rushers. Yeah, they got 4 sacks, but they need more dynamic pass rush help, and they need linebacker help, and they need a quarterback. So we'll see. We'll see. I can't be mad at him because he scored a touchdown in the game on a fumble recovery, but I need them to move Rex Burkhead out of RB2, RB3. They need to be Dameon Pierce, maybe Dare Agubwali, or the young man that played quite well for them this past weekend at RB2, and that's Freeman. Royce Freeman played pretty well. Carried the ball 16 times, 32 yards. Agubwali carried it 8 times for 28 yards. Again, Dameon Pierce is the starter, but they need some running backs behind him that can kind of keep the momentum going. That ain't Rex Burkhead. Nick Caserio has got to get out of trying to pick up anything that New England doesn't want. We're not walking around the beach with one of those metal detectors. You need a serviceable RB2 and an RB3. You need some serviceable offensive linemen behind the starters. And again, you got to get some pass rush. You got to get some linebackers, and you got to get a franchise quarterback. So we'll see. But again, they got their win. If they get another one over the next 2 weeks, if they get 2 more on these final 2 games, then they will have a winning record inside the division. Imagine that after a season like that. Pittsburgh still holding on to their possibility of Mike Tomlin not having a losing season. They got a close one over the Raiders, 13-10. If they win out, Mike Tomlin once again does not ever have a losing record on his resume. All right, let me take a break. When I come back, got to talk about them Cowboys and those Eagles. We'll do that next. Talk Your Team Tuesday right here on the Lunch Break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV.
What do you get when you watch or listen to the Life Happens podcast? Well, I'll let them tell you.
Kim and I are both ministers of the gospel, and what Life Happens podcast is a beautiful balance by simply taking our spirituality with real life and merging it together to create a beautiful balance. And that's what we do.
BS3 Network proudly presents Life Happens podcast, where Christianity and life intersect. Live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central. Looking for a sports program that gives you the flavor.
Washington Commanders? Really?
This whole thing stinks to high heaven.
That pulls no punches.
Thuggish act by a thuggish actor.
That gives you some humor.
Praise everything LeBron does and never criticize it.
If you want a show that gives you good times, then this is that show. BS3 Network proudly presents.
I am Cole Johnson, and welcome to
Cole Sports with a Z. Every Friday on Patreon, and every Saturday on YouTube, Spreaker, and all other outlets.
Cole Sports, man. I tell you what, if I had chops like that, man, I'd be making a lot more money in this business. I'd be, who knows, man. Cole Johnson, you know how to do the doggone thing, brother. Thank you for my drop. Thank you for all the drops that you do. But boy, he sure rocks the house on his show with Cole Sports. All right, happy holidays to you, Donna Coleman Holman. Merry Christmas. And Keith Hennick wishing Donna Coleman-Holman happy holidays as well. Appreciate you, love. Appreciate you so much. All right, let's get to it. Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys had to get a win against the Eagles to keep their hopes of winning the NFC East alive. And right now, they're only 2 wins behind the Eagles. If the Eagles win this week, it's over. If the Eagles lose and the Cowboys win, they got a shot. Comes down to week 18 is what it actually is. So anyway, Dak Prescott started off with a pick 6. Everybody was going nuts. Folks wanted him dead. Folks didn't want him in no more. They wanted Cooper Rush. And all he did was come back. All he did was lock it down, get it together. 27 for 35, 347 yards, 3 touchdowns, and that 1 lone interception. Plus, he ran the ball 6 times for 41 yards. Y'all, Cowboy fans, do me a favor. Stop hating on Dak. If Dak gets you to the promised land, love him. If Dak gets you to the promised land, appreciate him. Dak is giving everything he has. Stop worrying about his money. Stop worrying about how much they paying him. Stop worrying about Cooper Rush. Stop worrying about all that stuff. Just appreciate what you have. You could have Zach Wilson. You could have Davis Mills. You could have God knows who else. Carson Wentz. Taylor Heineke. That could be your quarterback. Man, people are desperate for franchise quarterbacks. Cowboys get one, and then they mad. They mad. They want to replace their franchise quarterback with a dude named Cooper Rush. All right. The man has y'all in contention in the toughest division in the league this year, and y'all got a chance to win the doggone thing. I just don't understand Cowboy fans. I don't get it. But anyway, y'all like what you like. Here's what the Cowboys have left. The Cowboys have to beat the Titans Thursday night, and then the Commanders on the 8th in Washington. The Eagles have to get a win against the Saints on Sunday or against the Giants on the 8th. If the Eagles get a win in either one of those games, they wrap up the division. Cowboys have clinched the playoff spot at 11-4. They've clinched the playoff spot. So again, they're doing their doggone thing. Carolina, give the job to your interim head coach. Give the job to your interim head coach. He has turned that team around. Buffalo looking sharp, 35-13 over the Bears. Seattle came up short against Kansas City. Kansas City's clicking. They might not get that number 1 seed in the AFC, but nobody wants to play them. Nobody wants to play them at home or on the road. This is Kansas City's season, time of the year. This is Kansas City's time of the year. The Vikings got by the Giants 27-24. Giants really got to get a win over their last 2 to try and seal up a playoff spot. 49ers kept it going 37-20 over Washington. Green Bay has snuck back in the playoff conversation. I need somebody to put them down. I need this Packer thing to go ahead and get put to rest. Let's see what they got left on their season. They got the Vikings left at home, and then they got the Lions left at home. They can lose either one of those. They could lose either one of those. Donna Coleman-Holman says, not everybody wants Cooper Rush. Dak is still QB1 in the Big D. I guess I just keep listening to the wrong fans then. I am listening to the wrong fans because, baby, if I get one more person trying to send me a clip of what Dak did wrong on one play and trying to give me stats on what Cooper Rush and the advanced metrics, give me analytics. Give me a break. Give me a break. Y'all want Cooper Rush? Cut Dak. Just do it. I keep telling you. Listen, don't play with it. Cut him. Cut him. All right, let me run down the rest of these games for those who don't follow it closely. Again, the Jaguars beat the Jets 19-3. The Ravens beat the Falcons 17-9. Saints beat the Browns 17-10. Bengals beat the Patriots 22-18. Was Mac Jones crying and complaining? Was he waving off the offensive coaches and cussing and stuff, using the F-bombs? In fact, last I heard, he got fined $11,000 for a dirty play. All the people in the Massachusetts area, New England area. Oh, he's just an adamant professional. He's a competitor. Okay, all right. Tell him tell him we need that check for that $11,000 for that dirty hit, dirty play, dirty quarterback with a foul mouth. All right. Anyway, Texans beat the Titans 19-14. Cowboys beat the Eagles 40-34. Steelers over the Raiders 13-10. Panthers over the Lions 37-23. Bills big over the Bears 35-13. KC over the Seahawks 24-10. Vikings over the Giants 27-24. 49ers over Washington 37-20. Packers over the Dolphins 26-20. Rams all over the Broncos 51-14. Buccaneers back in the driver's seat in the NFC South with a 19-16 win over the Cardinals. And then you got the Chargers locking up a playoff spot last night 20-3. I got to take a break. I'll give you playoff scenarios when I come back right after this on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV.
Discouragement, sorrow, distance. Your arguments cause damage to your family. The hurt leads to divorce. You feel like there is nowhere else to turn. But there is hope for you. That's where we come into play. There is an overcomer that lives inside of you. One ready to take on the world as you leap for joy, living in victory. You'll grow to love yourself and others. There's life after divorce, and you can claim it today. Get Over Divorce, where your new story begins here every Thursday on YouTube and Spreaker. This is a BS3 Network presentation. Politics.
They'll write the law, but they'll enforce it differently. Is that going to apply both ways?
Religion.
God never said that we can't reason together. Matter of fact, he said, let us sit and reason together.
Relationship.
I believe that everybody wants and needs somebody.
From a man's perspective.
They say, girls, if I put some polish on that and get him to buy some different clothes, girl, he could be a winner chicken dinner.
Join the thought engineer.
There's nothing wrong with me developing my piece and you developing your piece, but understand the goal is to come together.
And comedian John Yogi.
Negro, I don't need you putting on no chapstick up there in the pulpit. You do that over there in your chair.
Get ready for
Man Talk Monday. Woo!
Live every Monday at 7 p.m. Central.
Man, when I tell you there are great shows on the BS3 network, I mean what I say. There are great shows on the BS3 network, and I mean it. Man Talk Mondays is one of the best there is. Download BS3 TV from your Roku streaming device. If you don't have a Roku streaming device, go to bs3network.com. That's bs3network.com. You will thank me. You will thank me. Changing the way you watch TV, and I'm glad to be a part of the family. Speaking of, I'm not doing it because he just dropped on. I'm talking about this man who was the visionary. I like that. I love visionaries. Ben Sutter III. Big shout out to your family, man. I hope y'all had a blessed Christmas, all right? And I hope baby girl got everything she wanted. If she didn't, tell Uncle AJ said to tell y'all to give her whatever she wants. Now, do that. All right. Playoff scenarios. Right now in the standings, Buffalo is currently sitting in the number one spot, and they have clinched their playoff spot and the division. Kansas City clinched the playoff spot and the division, and those two teams are tied at 12-3. So whoever wins out right now will be the number one seed in the AFC between those two teams. Whoever wins out will be the number one seed between those two teams. Right now, at number 3, the Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati Bengals have clinched a playoff spot. Right now, at number 4, it's Jacksonville at 7-8. At 7-8, Jacksonville. That's by virtue of that Tennessee Titans loss to the Houston Texans. Go on, Houston, and spoil it for folk. All right. At number 5, right now, you got the Ravens at 10-5. At number 6, you got the Chargers, who have secured a playoff spot. At number 7, you've got the Miami Dolphins right now. But just right behind them, still in the hunt, you got New England at 7-8, Jets at 7-8, Titans at 7-8, Steelers at 7-8. Those teams are still in the hunt. Eliminated, you got the Raiders, Browns, Colts, Broncos, and Texans. They're all out. So if the playoffs were to start today, the Bills would have the bye week. The Chiefs would host Miami. The Bengals would host the Chargers, and Jacksonville would host the Ravens. That's what would happen in the AFC. All right, let's look at the NFC. What Big Time Floyd say? He said, Tom Brady really beginning to look 45 and washed up. The Panthers are not in awe of the GOAT. Bucks better be ready to play Sunday. Winner wins the NFC South. Yeah, I love Wilkes. I think he should get the job. I love what Sam Darnold is doing. I love the way Carolina's playing defense. But I don't see Tom Brady and them losing this weekend. I don't. I could be wrong, and I won't be mad if I am, but I don't see them losing this weekend. But you're right. That's going to be a very interesting game. All right, in the NFC, you got the Eagles at 13-2. You got the Vikings at 12-3. Eagles win, they clinch. The Eagles win and Vikings lose, they clinch the number 1 seed in the NFC. At number 3, you've got the 49ers at 11-4. And at number 4, you got Tampa Bay right now. Big Time Floyd just talked about it. It's a battle for first place in the division, right, coming up this weekend. And then at number 5, you got the Cowboys. Number 6, you got the Giants. Number 7, you got Washington. At number 8, number 9, and number 10, still with a chance, you've got the Seahawks, Lions, and Packers. Also still with a chance, at 6 and 9, you got the Panthers and the Saints, but all kinds of stuff has to happen for them to get into that number 7 spot. So if the playoffs started today in the NFC, you would have the Vikings hosting Washington. You would have the 49ers hosting the Giants. You would have the Buccaneers hosting the Cowboys, and there ain't a Cowboy fan in America afraid of going down to play Tampa Bay in Tampa in the first round of the playoffs. Now, that's a game I don't see Tom Brady and them winning. I don't see them winning that. So anyway, whether it be Carolina or if it be Tampa Bay, if I'm the Cowboys, I'm real comfortable with our playoff seeding right now. I know they want to be the number 1 seed, but listen to me. Cowboys, you good. You really are good right now where you are. Yeah, you really are good right now where you are. All right, so we'll see. We'll see how all that goes down. Listen, I got to get ready to go. There's probably something else I want to talk about, but got to get out of the way for other broadcasting, other commentary. I will be back tomorrow. Lord say the same. We'll do kind of like a year-end review tomorrow. Thursday, I'll be traveling. And then, of course, Friday, we get ready to wrap it up for the year. So sometime between now and Friday, I'll get out an end of the year show, if you will. So, and I'll kind of give you some previews on what's going to happen in 2023. 2023 got some guests already lined up, got some big plans already lined up, but we're going to have to make some changes, and I'll talk about those things on Friday. So right now, as always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I truly do love you. There's nothing you can do about it. Pray for the folks up in the Buffalo and Western New York area, Upper New York area. Please keep those good folks in your prayer. All right, y'all. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Y'all have a great rest of your day.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. Today is Tuesday, December 27th, 2022. It's also the second day of Kwanzaa. Happy Kwanzaa, everyone. This week in the What You Need to Know newsletter, we take a look back at some of the more important stories and some of our favorite stories in politics, social justice, LGBTQ justice in 2022. Number 1. One of the most public moments of American history was completed in a private ceremony, the investiture of Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson. The first Black woman was formally sworn in to sit on the United States Supreme Court during a ceremony that continues the tradition of very little technology like video cameras present to capture this historic moment. This moment marked the beginning of Justice Jackson's career on the nation's highest court as the new term begins, as it has for generations, on the first Monday in October. Number 2, on Juneteenth, the White House released a fact sheet detailing how the Biden-Harris administration advances equity and opportunity for Black Americans and communities across the country. The fact sheet reported that this administration has taken a historic approach to advancing racial equity and has diverted every federal agency to focus on the disparities Black people face. It continued to say the administration has delivered real and lasting change and continues to work daily to deliver equitable outcomes and opportunities for Black Americans. Number 3, Boston is planning to establish 11 wastewater testing sites across the city to help monitor for spikes in COVID-19 virus. The head of the Boston Public Health Commission said the city is partnering with vendors to create the sites as COVID-19 levels in wastewater across the region have begun rising. Boston's Public Health Commissioner said the city will be sampling water from the sites on a weekly basis and will also help the city monitor for the appearance of new variants of the disease. Number 4, Amir Locke, a 22-year-old Black man, was shot and killed by police February 2nd as they tried to enter his downtown Minneapolis apartment on a no-knock warrant. As an officer kicked at the couch where Locke was sleeping, his arm emerged from a blanket with a gun in his hand. Police fired at least 3 shots, hitting him in the chest and the wrist. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey responded to Locke's shooting death by ordering a moratorium on no-knock search warrants until a new policy is crafted. Number 5, the average home buyer in the United States is older, while the number of first-time home buyers is experiencing a major decrease. The figures are not surprising given the housing market's current combination of historically low inventory, high home prices, and escalating interest rates. Mortgage rates are near 20-year highs, and that hurts home buyers and the housing industry. Read more about it in today's What You Need to Know newsletter, brought to you by Texas CPA Katrina M. Kraft. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. A tired mind and body make for bad decisions. Get some sleep. Join me today live on YouTube and Facebook at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central with our youngin' social activist Coy Malone, contributor Cameron Riley, and LGBTQ activist Quinn Townsend Riley, as well as our mental wellness and health contributor Aprilette Russell, as we discuss today's top headlines and more. To subscribe to my free daily newsletter, please visit SybilWilkes.com. Be informed, be empowered.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.